Before we start, I would like you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Massive Phenomenon. 4. Erbil, Iraqi Kurdistan. Iraq was once one of the cradles of human civilization, a place where many of man's first cities sprung up along the fertile banks of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. However, many of its most famous ancient cities were Babylon and Nineveh no longer exist today. You may not have heard of Erbil, Hiller to the locals, and Arbela to the ancients, but this incredibly ancient city grew up alongside the greats and survived them. Crowned with one of the oldest and most spectacular citadels in the Middle East, Erbil, like many Near Eastern cities, was associated with a specific deity. Ishtar, the queen of heaven, was a sort of warlike Aphrodite and a one-time patron of Erbil. Ishtar hallowed temple, along with the rest of the ancient city, has sadly been buried under several millennia of human activity. According to Archaeology magazine, at its height, it once had a powerful reputation as a place of worship and may even have been glided in bright layers of silver and gold. Erbil's citadel may date back to as early as 7000 BC, placing it quite comfortably among the world's oldest cities. Number 3. Byblos, Lebanon. Beautiful Byblos is a very ancient city in Lebanon, made famous by the ingenious seafaring Phoenicians. The city's earliest origins stretch back long before the Phoenicians rose to prominence. However, and there is evidence that humans have been living in the area since way back in the Neolithic, between 4000 and 8000 BC. Byblos was at its most powerful prior to the rise of Alexander the Great, when the inhabitants of Byblos turned the city into a major trading hub and got rich off the sale of cedar trees used to make ancient ships. Today, the cedar still features on the Lebanese national flag. The city's ancient inhabitants actually call the town Gabal, but the Greeks call it Babylus, which came to mean book in the Greek language. This is no coincidence, and in general, the clever Greeks owed a great cultural debt to the Phoenicians. The Phoenicians gave the Greeks their alphabet, and the city of Byblos sold the Greeks the papyrus they needed for their philosophical scribblings. Although Babylus later got tangled up in the Christian Crusades and sported some impressive medieval fortifications, it was never really politically significant again. Today, visitors are nonetheless still attracted to the warm, honey-colored stones of the ancient city, now a peaceful port town awash with tourists. Number 2. Damascus, Syria. Belegar Damascus, which has been through so much in the last decade, is no stranger to trouble and has survived many violent onslaughts throughout its incredibly long history. Countless empires have cycled through the great city, a glittering prize for any conqueror, famous for its luxury goods and fabulous gardens. Damascus has sometimes been celebrated as the oldest city in the world, although it has stiff competition for its neighbor Aleppo. Nonetheless, it is certainly in the top 3, having been settled by ancient humans between 8000 and 10,000 BC. The city grew out of the Ghouta oasis, a lush fertile area attractive to farmers and beauty lovers alike. In later periods, the city was known for damask silks and fragrant jasmine. It was the perfect spot for roaming pilgrims and trade caravans to rest up and spend their cash. Damascus's golden age came during the Middle Ages after it became the capital of the Muslim Umayyad Caliphate. In its heyday, countless travelers sang the city's praises, and it was furnished with one of the world's grandest mosques, which still glitters with gold and green mosaics today. This holy site alone sits on a veritable mountain of history, having been the site of a Roman church, a temple to Jupiter, and a temple Rahman Hadad, an ancient deity from earliest antiquity. Number 1. Aleppo, Syria. People have been hanging around Aleppo since around 11,000 BC, which makes it a strong candidate for the world's oldest city. In 2007, Reuters reported that archaeologists had found one of the world's oldest Stone Age paintings more than 11,000 years ago, along with a number of tools and flint arrowheads, just north of the city. Like its neighbor Damascus, many people used to pass through Aleppo while traveling along the ancient Silk Route that brought exotic goods from China to Europe. But Aleppo was more than a simple traveler's rest stop. It was once the capital of the ancient kingdom of Yamkat, a little-known ancient power that was eventually destroyed by the aggressive Hittites. For most of the history, however, Aleppo's fortunes have been quickly rocky. Although the city briefly gained great renown as the medieval capital of the Hamdanid dynasty, it also suffered through a lucrative number of wars and invasions. Among the people who attacked and occupied Aleppo are many of the usual suspects, including Alexander the Great, the Romans, the Arabs, the Mongols, and the Ottomans. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.